What's up, everybody? Welcome to a brand new episode of Extra Turns. Today, we're playing with not one, not two, but three special guests.
That's right. I'm not in this game. Jimmy, you are with the three. We have our good friends from the Nitpicking Nerds, Beezy and Mia. They are back.
And, of course, the incredible artist himself, Dakota, a.k.a. Wizard of Barge. You've seen his art on Secret Lairs. He's turns out he lives just down the street.
Yeah, so that worked out well for us. And he's got a really cool deck featuring some of his own artwork.
Yeah, which is like the dream when it comes to it. And look, if you want to pick up some of those special cards, especially in this amazing artwork or any old artwork, head on over to cardkingdom.com/command. They are the retailer that we rely on when it comes to game nights live, game nights, extra turns, our own decks, our own collections. Cardkingdom.com/command is amazing because you get all of the cards that you want in a single order when you order it from the website. Not only that, you have a ton of freedom of choice from their big inventory when it comes to the quality of the card, what edition it is, what foiling it is. All of that stuff is available at cardkingdom.com/command. And again, ordering all at once, having it all arrive at your doorstep at once, we cannot overstate just how convenient and nice that is for deck builders and brewers, because you want your cards and then you want to build them and immediately get to playing with them. So cardkingdom.com/command is the place that we trust to do that for all of our Magic card needs, and we know you can too.
Instant gratification. It's a good thing.
Yeah.
And another good thing is ultrapro.com/command. We've been talking about it for a little bit here, but their new Mana 8 series, which are the white playmats deck boxes, sleeves with the mana symbols on them in their respective colors. It's just very arresting. It is one of those things that if you walk up to a table and someone's got that layout, it just immediately catches your eye. Plus, it's made by ULTRAPRO, so it's super high quality. It's going to protect all of your game pieces. If you've got a mono blue deck, a mono red deck, or a deck with red or with blue or with, black or white or
whatever.
Yeah, whatever you want. They've got a Mana 8 for it. Or if you're just me and you just want island symbol on
everything.
all of everything, I don't care if it's Goblin in it or not. Yeah, the Mana 8 stuff is really worth checking out. I really like the feel of the deck boxes. They're really, really sturdy. They've got that nice, like almost leather feel. ultrapro.com/command is the place to go to find that stuff, or at your local gaming store or something like that. And another upside of going to the website is they have a lot of discounts and deals going on all the time.
Yeah, and the last way to support the show is directly patreon.com/command zone. Patrons will have already seen this episode of Extra Turns, as well as all of our Game Nights episodes a day early, ad-free. That is one of the basic perks of Patreon. There are so many more beyond that, including access to a Discord where you can talk to Josh, myself, Rachel, and other members of the cast here, and join our awesome community online, as well as at higher tiers. You also get exclusive content. Like after this episode is done, we have a Turn Talks where all four of the players sit down, talk about the game, how it went, how they thought their deck performed, and even more. But you can only access that at patreon.com/command zone, and you're directly supporting the show if you do so. So we are very grateful to all of our patrons who've joined us on this journey.
All right. With that all said, let's get into the game.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to Extra Turns. Today on the show, we are playing homebrew commander decks with some great guests, including a brand new one that you haven't seen here on the show before, but you've definitely seen his art in the Magic world.
Hi, I'm Dakota. You might know me as Wizard of Barge. I'm an artist and designer. You might know my art from my Secret Lairs or prize cards that I've done for Magic, or clothing releases that I've also done with Magic.
And we're also joined today by two guests who are incredibly spicy at brewing their own decks. You've seen them here before.
Hey everyone, it's Beezy from the Nitpicking Nerds. I am the taller of the two Nitpicking Nerds.
And I'm Mia, also from the Nitpicking Nerds. We make Commander content almost every single day, and we do things like live stream, long-form videos where we talk about strategy and cards, and shorts that are a little bit of everything. And I'm so excited to be back on Extra Turns.
And today, I'll be playing Muxus, Goblin Grandee. I'm gonna flood the board with all sorts of goblins. Some of them pump goblins, some of them create goblin tokens, and others cheat goblins straight onto the battlefield like my commander. Once you can't even see my playmat under the giant goblin army, I'll send them straight into combat and crush the competition.
And today, I've brought everyone's favorite commander to play against, Edgar Markov. My plan is to play a coven of vampires, but I'll do it twice as fast thanks to Edgar's token-making trigger. I have lords to pump my team's power, sack outlets to turn creatures into value, and of course, plenty of life drain to bleed my enemies dry.
Today I'll be playing one of my favorite homebrews. It's Samwise Gamgee. This is a Legends and Food deck fueled by a ton of cool Lord of the Rings cards. With my commander, every creature I play makes a food token, and since most of them are legendary, Sam can bring them right back if they die. With all that resilience, I can go wide and even go tall until my one deck rules them all.
My commander's gonna be Niv-Mizzet Reborn with his companion, Gigantha. Every non-land card in this deck is 2 colors. And the color distribution is perfectly even. So when I play Niv-Mizzet, his trigger will get me as many cards as humanly possible. With all that card advantage and all those powerful gold spells, I'll have everything I need for victory.
All right, let's fight.
Time for some multicolor madness.
Get ready to meet Samwise Gamgee.
Today, I'm going Goblin mode.
Everybody ready to go?
Yes.
Let's go.
I will draw. I'm gonna play on Marsh Flats, and then I'll pass.
All right, draw for turn. I will play a Castle Embereth tapped and pass.
I'm gonna draw for turn. I'm going to play a Mana Confluence as land for turn. I'm going to pay 1 into Mana Confluence, 1 black, and I'm going to play Master of the Dark Rites.
Oh, that's bad.
That will trigger Edgar, and I will get a 1/1 vampire.
This is getting scary quick.
I tap Mana Confluence for mana. I'm gonna take 1 damage, going down to 39, and then I'll pass for turn.
Okay, I will draw. I will play a forest, and I'll pass to you, Beezy.
Oh, I'm gonna fetch this Marsh Flats. I'll search for a Plains or a Swamp,
Yep.
and I'll grab Into the Triome. Enters tapped, and I go to 39. All right, go to my turn, untap, draw, and I will play an Underground Sea and also a Kiora's Follower.
Ooh,
That is it.
That can get nasty quick.
nice.
All right, I will untap, upkeep, draw for turn. I will play a Mountain, and then I will play a Skull Clamp and a Basilisk Collar,
Oh,
All right.
and I will end my turn.
nice.
Going to turn, untap, draw. I'm going to play a Plains as land for turn and move to combat. I'm going to use this vampire token to swing 1 at you, Dakota.
I will take 1, going to 39.
Second main phase, I'm going to tap Master of the Dark Rites and sacrifice this vampire token to add 3 black mana to my mana pool. And I will tap Mana Confluence for 1 and a Plains for 1 more mana. I'm going to play Bloodlord of Vazgoth.
Whoa, Bloodthirst 3.
Because I dealt damage to Dakota, he's going to enter with 3 1/1 counters.
Sheesh.
And because of Edgar, I'm also going to get a 1/1 vampire token.
Could you not?
This is turn 2.
Usually goblins are the fastest on the board.
I'm gonna ask you to slow down.
Yeah.
That's wild.
I tap Mana Confluence for mana. I'm going to take 1 damage. Going to 38.
Oh, so it's totally even.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm at 38. I have the lowest life out of all of you. I'm just saying.
Yeah, there it is.
Practically dead.
We need to help you.
Basically.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to pass for turn.
Okay, I will draw for turn. I will play a Plains, and I will simply tap 2 mana and cast my commander, Samwise Gamgee.
There he is.
And then I'll pass turn.
Okay, untap and draw. It's gonna be another quick one. I got Command Tower and I got Pass.
Nice.
All right, I will untap, draw. I will play Shinka, the Blood-Soaked Keep.
Love that land.
And then I will play Krinko, 10 Street Kingpin.
Awesome.
And I will pass.
Okay. Untap, draw. I'm going to play Spectre Seeding as land for turn, and then I'm going to move to combat. I'm going to swing Bloodlord of Vazgoth at Jimmy for 6 in the air.
Oh.
Oh, it flies too?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, well, I can't block a 6/6 flyer, so I'll take 6, and I'll go to 34.
Okay, second main phase, I'm going to tap Master of the Dark Rites and sacrifice this vampire token to add 3 mana to my mana pool. And with 2 of that mana, I'm going to be casting Blood Artist.
Uh-oh.
In response to the Blood Artist and the cast trigger, I'm gonna cast Cosmic Rebirth, targeting my Marsh Flats. So it comes back to the battlefield and I'm gonna gain 3 life. I'm also going to crack my Marsh Flats. Once again, I will search for a Plains or a Swamp, and I'm gonna get Plateau this time. It enters untapped. I'll also take 1 from the fetch. Down to 41. Lastly, I will target Into the Triome with the Kiora's Follower, and I will cast a D-Spark targeting that big boy, Bloodlord of Vazgoth.
Ooh.
Understandable.
A good chain reaction there.
Wow.
No response, he's exiled. After all of this finishes resolving, because of Edgar, I'm also going to get a 1/1 vampire token. And my Blood Artist will enter the battlefield with 3+1/+1 counters because it's Bloodthirst 3. I'm going to pay 1 mana, and I'm going to play Blade of the Blood Chief.
Okay.
I'm also going to be using the 1 floating +1 white, and I'm going to play Cruel Celebrant. Trigger on Edgar Markov, I get a 1/1 vampire.
Jeepers.
And I'm going to pay 1 life, going down to 37, and equip Blade of the Blood Chief to Cruel Celebrant. And then I'm passing for turn.
Okay, I'll untap, and I will draw.
The wonders of going forth.
Yeah, where's my board wipe? I will play a Plains as my land for turn. I'm going to cast a Farhaven Elf. So in the center of the battlefield, I'm going to search my library for a basic land. I will find a Forest, which enters the battlefield tapped. The Farhaven Elf will also trigger my commander, so I will create a food token. That's gonna do it for me. Pass turn to you, Beezy.
All right, I will untap. I will also draw. Interesting. Very interesting. I'm gonna play Urborg as my land for turn, so you're welcome. Saved that mana confluence for you.
Thank you.
I think it's time. I think it's time for Niv-Mizzet. I'm gonna tap 5 and get him on the battlefield. So ETB, I reveal the top 10 of my library. For each color pair, I choose one to put in my hand.
Oh boy.
All right, so here are the 10 cards.
Wow, big hit.
I will take Evil Twin, Prismari Command, Belladros Witherbloom, and Ethereal Absolution.
Oh my god.
That's a lot of value.
The rest will go on the bottom in a random order.
Wow. 6/6 draw 4.
That's pretty good. It's
Pretty good, yeah.
I will not do anything else. I'm gonna move to my discard phase. I'll discard a Cloud Blazer. I'm gonna pass my turn.
Nice.
Who needs it?
I will untap, upkeep, draw. I will play a War Room for land, and then I will play a Hobgoblin Bandit Lord.
Ah, sweet.
I will tap my War Room to equip Skull Clamp to Krinko. So he is a 3/2, and on attack he'll be a
4/3.
And I will go to combat.
So you can definitely swing at me.
You're the only.
Yeah,
it's
just hit me.
It's not personal. I just need to start this goblin machine.
I'm
Nothing
more than
personnel,
happy.
kiddo.
I'm more than happy to take some damage as long as we're still friends.
Yeah,
compared
no.
to these two monsters.
Whoa.
All right.
You're not wrong, but rude.
I'm gonna send a very friendly Krinko over to Jimmy.
Okay.
On attack, Krinko's gonna get a +1/+1 counter. So now he's a 4/3, and because his power is 4, I create 4 goblins.
Yikes.
Well, I have. Well, I'm actually going to chump block him with my Farhaven Elf, so it will die.
Blood Artist trigger on death of Farhaven Elf. Beezy's gonna lose 1, and I'm gonna gain 1.
I go to 40.
I go to 38. Blade of the Blood Chief trigger. Cruel Celebrant is going to get 2 +1/+1 counters.
And that's the end of my turn. I'll pass.
Untap all my lands, upkeep, and then I'll draw for turn. I'm going to play Smoldering Marsh as land for turn, and I'm going to use Master of the Dark Rites to sacrifice one of my 1/1 vampire tokens and make 3 black mana. I'm going to have triggers on Blood Artist, Cruel Celebrant, and Blade of the Blood Chief.
Okay.
So Blood Artist trigger, I'm going to aim it at Beezy.
Thanks, I'll go to 39.
I'm going to go to also 39. Cruel Celebrant trigger, each opponent's going to lose 1, and I'll gain 1.
I'll go to 33.
38.
38.
And I will go to 40. And Blade of the Blood Chief trigger, I'm going to put 2 +1/+1 counters on Cruel Celebrant.
And that was
Scary quick.
That was the mana ability portion.
With 3 black mana floating, I'm going to be tapping the Plains, a Spectator Seeking for a red, and Mana Confluence for a black. Thank you, Beezy.
You're welcome.
And bringing out Edgar. I'm going to move to combat.
The great thing about combat is you get one every turn, so you can just skip this one.
I know, it's amazing, right?
Save your energy.
I am going to swing Cruel Celebrant at Beezy, and I'm going to swing Edgar at Dakota. On attack, I'm going to put a +1/+1 counter on each vampire I control.
Ay caramba.
I thought I was going to be the multiply deck. All right, I'm just going to chump block with one of my goblin tokens.
That's fair.
I'm gonna chump block with my dome, and I'm gonna take 6.
Big dome.
There's room for more. I go down to 32.
And one of my tokens will die.
Blade of the Blood Chief trigger, Cruel Celebrant is going to get 2 +1/+1 counters. Blood Artist trigger, I'm going to aim that at you, Dakota, because you do have the most life now.
Fair. Take 1, going down to 37.
And I will gain 1 going to 41. And after that, I will pass for turn.
Oh boy. Oh goodness gracious. I'll draw a card and scream internally.
So Jimmy, just to point this out,
Yeah.
this does untap any permanent.
Any
so
permanent.
if you need some help, I
That's a good point.
I wanna be there for you.
Thank you. All right, well, I'm gonna play a Plains for turn. I will tap 3 mana, and I'm gonna play the other Sam. It's Sam Loyal Attendant. It's gonna trigger my original commander, and I'll make another food token.
It's time to Sam up.
Sam up and roll out. Sam Loyal Attendant does partner with another card, but it's outside of the colors of my deck, so I will not be able to search for that card. I'll go to the beginning of combat on my turn. Sam is going to trigger and make another food token. Beezy, I do have a 3 mana instant in my hand.
Interesting.
So if you would like to, you can help me untap one of my lands before I move to the end of my turn.
I will do just that. I will target the plains, whatever plains you want.
Thank you. I'll choose this Plains to untap. And I promise that with this mana, I will deal with another problem that is not you on the board.
Excellent.
We're not worried about the goblins. I mean, there's a lot of them.
Nice try.
Strictly defense goblins.
Yeah.
I don't think that's how goblins work.
You've never seen a goblin on defense.
All right, I'll pass turn to you, Beezy.
Looks like we're untapping and drawing. All right, I am going to cast another spell with Wooburg mana. It's going to be Bring to Light.
Ooh, Converge.
Because I spent all 5 colors of mana to cast it, I will go get a spell that costs 5 mana or less. It's going to be Escape to the Wilds. I will cast it for free.
A classic Beezy card now.
Classic. So I get to exile the top 5 cards of my deck, and they are Mirari's Wake, Mana Confluence, Magma Opus, Revaz of the Claw, and Kolaghan, the Storm's Fury. I can also play an additional land, but I only have this lonely Mana Confluence to play.
That's a swamp.
Yeah,
It's a
that's for
swamp
black.
all day. All day it's a swamp. I'm going to utilize that, and I'm going to untap my Into the Triumph with Kiora's Follower, and then I will tap it for black and this for green to play Skull Prophet. I don't think I can go to combat, so I'm going to pass my turn to Dakota.
All right, I will untap, upkeep, draw. First, I'm going to play a Flamekin Village. It enters tapped, and then I will go directly to combat.
Whoa.
I think Krinko is going to come back into play, and I'm going to attack Yumiya.
Okay.
When he attacks, he gets a +1 counter, going up to a 5/4. And because he has 5 power, I'll make 5 more goblins.
I am going to block with my 2/2 vampire, and I'm going to get a Blood Artist trigger. I'm going to aim at you, Dakota.
Fair. I'll take 1, going to 36.
I'll gain 1, going to 42. I'm going to have a Blade of the Bloodchief trigger. I'm going to put 2 +1/+1 counters on Cruel Celebrant. So it is a 10-11. I will also have a Cruel Celebrant trigger, and each opponent's going to lose 1, and I will gain 1.
All right, I'll go to 32.
31.
35.
43.
All right, I maybe should have done this earlier, but that's okay. I'm gonna tap a mountain, paying 1 to activate my Hobgoblin Bandit Lord. He deals damage equal to the number of goblins that enter the battlefield this turn to any target, which is 5. Ooh. I'm gonna send that to your Blood Artist.
Let's
Excellent. Excellent.
Oh, making my choices way easier.
Understandable. So I'm going to have a few more triggers now.
By all means.
By all means.
Blood Artist will die. I will do the Blade of the Bloodchief trigger first, and I will put 2 1/1 counters on Cruel Celebrant, making it become a 12-13.
Thick.
Yeah, big boy.
Big boy.
I am also going to do a Blood Artist trigger, and I will send it at you again, Dakota.
I don't know what I did to you.
I have no idea, really.
Take 1, going to 34.
I will gain 1, going to 44, and I will also have a Cruel Celebrant trigger. Each opponent will lose 1, and I will gain 1.
All right, down to 31.
30.
33.
45.
What percentage of this game is just your triggers?
Sorry.
And then I will tap my remaining mana to play a Squee, the Immortal,
Oh, nice.
and I'll end my turn.
All right, I'll untap it, and then I'll draw for turn. I'm going to play Luxury Suite as land for turn. Am I still the threat to you two?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean,
I think yes.
yes and no.
Well, I said no too.
You are much less of a threat because the Blood Artist is gone, but you still have huge creatures and Edgar.
But we also have to remember why the Blood Artist is gone, and that's because of these beautiful, friendly goblins.
The defensive goblins.
Yeah.
But I would probably prefer to swing at Beezy, but
Look,
I don't want a ton coming back at me.
You know, they haven't decided where they're going yet. They're kind of waiting for these turns to play out.
All right, I'm going to move to combat,
Okay.
and I'm going to swing Cruel Celebrant and Edgar at Beezy.
Ooh.
Ridiculous.
All right.
I am going to have an Edgar trigger, and I'm going to put +1/+1 counters on all of my vampires.
I don't love it, but I'm going to block with Niv-Mizzet Reborn on the Cruel Celebrant.
Ooh.
Okay.
So I'm taking 6 first strike from Edgar, and then I'm absorbing 100,000 damage from the Cruel Celebrant.
Trigger on the Blade of the Bloodchief, I will put 2 more +1/+1 counters on it, making it a 15-16.
Wowee.
And then I will pass for turn.
You're gonna pass?
Yeah.
Okay, on your end step, I'm going to tap 3 mana, and I will Beast Within your Edgar Markov.
Okay.
It's time.
All right.
You do get a 3/3 Beast, however.
It's a really good trade.
He's adorable. Cruel Celebrant trigger. When Edgar dies, each opponent will lose 1 and I will gain 1.
All right, I'll go to 30.
23.
32.
46.
All right, I'll untap and I will draw a card for turn. I will play an Exotic Orchard as my land for turn. I'm going to tap for 3 mana and cast the Crown of Gondor.
Sweet.
So whenever a legendary creature enters the battlefield under my control, if there is no monarch, I become the monarch. I want some big boys too. All right, so I'm going to tap for 3 mana and cast Rosie Cotton of South Lane. When Rosie enters the battlefield, I'm gonna make a food token. Samwise Gamgee is also gonna trigger and make another food token. And that's gonna trigger Rosie's second ability. So whenever I create a token, I get to put a 1/1 counter on a creature I control other than her. So that means I'm gonna put a 1/1 counter on Samwise Gamgee and a 1/1 counter on Sam Loyal Attendant. Because Rosie is a legendary creature and there is no monarch, my Crown of Gondor will trigger and I'll become the monarch.
Nice.
I'll go to combat. At the beginning of combat, Sam Loyal Attendant creates another food token. So it's gonna trigger Rosie one more time and I'll play another +1/+1 counter on my Samwise Gamgee. And I'm not attacking anyone, so I'm gonna go to my end step. And because I'm the monarch, I will draw a card and pass it to you, Beezy.
All right, let's untap these boys and draw. All right, so I'm gonna make 5 mana from my lands. I will make 1 from Skull Prophet, and then I will use the follower to tap and untap this Confluence. I'll tap 7 for Beledros Witherbloom.
Ooh.
That's rough.
I'm gonna float a green mana,
Okay.
and we're gonna do it. I'm gonna pay 10 life, go to 13. I'm gonna activate Beledros' last ability.
Whoa.
Wow.
I'm gonna untap these lands.
Okay.
So
Wow.
maybe we send
So
the
we got a
defensive
new-
goblins maybe they become attack goblins.
Yeah, let me try to tweak
I'm
that
at
to attack.
13.
Ask them nicely.
My life total is, look at my life
Ask them
total.
very
Oh,
nicely.
we're looking. We're definitely looking.
All right, with my mana floating, I will then use these 4 lands. I'm using Mana Confluence as Urborg. I will play Mirari's Wake. My creatures are now 1 bigger. And I'll get double mana while I'm at it. I'm gonna go ahead and pass my turn.
Ooh, nice.
Okay.
So I lose access to these cards now, because it's my end step.
And I will untap.
On your upkeep, I will create a 1/1, well, a 2/2 pest token.
All right, I will draw for turn. That's exactly what I needed. I will play a Shiny Mountain.
Ooh,
Nice one.
untap land source.
Yeah. All right, I will tap all of my mana. I'm gonna cast my commander, Muxus, Goblin Grandee.
It's time.
It's Goblin time. So I'll get to look at the top 6 cards, and boom. And this is
Wow.
maybe the,
Oh no.
Oh.
you know, this is the risk when you gamble. You do that, kids?
Stay in
So
school.
out of all 6, I get 1 Goblin. It's great luck there. The rest will go onto the bottom of my deck. Well, that was a very expensive 1-drop. So I think it's time for combat. I've only been hurt from 1 sores.
Whoa. You think that I'm the threat right now when he has taken extra turn for 10 life on
I
board?
feel like I just want to get 1 good swing in on you.
46, you know?
And then Beezy takes a third turn. He can do that on everybody's
I'm
turn.
at 13.
I do want the Monarch.
So if you swing at least 4 at me, you'll guaranteed get the monarch.
Yeah, if you just let this combat phase go through, you're free to do whatever you want afterwards.
Wow.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
What?
So we can rock and roll with this combat for sure.
All right. I'm going to swing Krinko at Yumiya. And sorry, Jimmy.
It's all good.
I think all of my tokens are coming at you.
Whole squad.
That is not what I thought would.
9 2/2s.
Okay, yeah, cool, love that.
On attack, Krinko will get a +1 counter, going up to a 6/5, and I'll make 6 more untapped goblins.
Oh my gosh.
I am going to block Krenko with this beast.
And I will block 2 of your 9 goblins with both the Sams.
All right, 2 of my goblins die.
The beast dies.
And then I will take 7 2/2 goblins to the face. That's 14 damage. I'll go to 16.
I will have a few triggers. 3 creatures have died, so I get 6 counters on Cruel Celebrant. And because the beast died, each opponent takes 1 and I'll gain 1.
All right, I'll go to 15.
Down to 12.
Down to 31.
Up to 47.
And because you dealt damage to me, you become the monarch.
Thank you. And I'm gonna pass turn. And then on my end step, because I'm the monarch, I will draw a card.
I'll untap.
On your upkeep, I'm gonna get a pest token.
I will draw for turn. I play Sacred Foundry tapped.
Oh, okay.
I feel like a board wipe is either going to come soon or I'll, something. So I think I'm just going to hold back and I will pass for turn.
Oh my goodness. Okay, I will untap, upkeep.
I will get a pest token.
Okay, next turn, you have to kill him, Dakota.
I have plans for next turn. You know, I
Okay.
really just wanted to do my Muxus. It was a
Yeah.
horrible idea.
You muxed already. All right, I will draw my card for the turn. I will play an Overgrown Farmland, untapped. Then I'm going to pay 3 mana, and I'm going to cast a Balaged Recovery, and I'm going to target my Beast Within.
Makes
so
sense.
I'll return that from my graveyard to my hand. And then I'm going to immediately tap 3 mana, and I'm going to Beast within the Beledros Witherbloom, or attempt to at least.
Yeah, that's a good target for it. You know, if you love someone, you gotta let them go. So Beledros is gonna die.
All right, and you get a Beast token.
Thank you. Here it is.
All right, I will move to combat. My Sam Loyal Attendant will create a food token. So now I have 7 food tokens. That's gonna trigger my Rosy Cotton. I'll put another +1/+1 counter on Sam Loyal Attendant. Do I want to swing? Doesn't seem like a good idea. All right, I'll just pass turn to you, Beezy.
At the end of your turn, I'm gonna make 2 black with Into the Triumph and 2 red with Command Tower, and I'm gonna cast Fire Covenant. As an additional cost, I will pay 3 life, and I'm gonna deal 3 damage divided as I choose among any number of target Hobgoblin Bandit Lords.
All right. He dies.
I'm down to 9.
And I will trigger Blade of Bloodchief. Cruel Celebrant will get 2 +1/+1 counters.
I will go to my turn, untap, and draw. Play land for turn, it's Arid Mesa, but at my life total, it's Swamp Mesa. I'm gonna tap 6 mana here with, thanks to Mirari's Wake, I'm gonna use Arid Mesa as a swamp, and I'm gonna cast Ethereal Absolution.
Oi, oi, oi.
Okay.
My creatures get buffed by 1, and your creatures get -1/-1.
Everyone's creatures?
Everybody else.
Oh no, so
That'll do it.
There's a few of them. There's a few of them out there.
So I will have 15 goblins that are turned to ash, along with my Squee the Immortal.
And I have 1 creature, Rosy Cotton, that will die.
That's gonna be 17 Blade of the Bloodchief triggers, which is 34 counters on Cruel Celebrant. It is a 57-58.
It's a one-punch celebrant.
I'm also gonna make 2 blue mana here and 2 black mana thanks to the Swampitude of my Mana Confluence, and I'm gonna cast an Evil Twin.
Ooh.
Looks just like you.
It does. It's gonna enter as a Sam, Loyal Attendant.
Oh,
I'm in
okay.
the single digits.
Incredible.
And I will go to combat.
At the beginning of combat.
A nice food for me. I will create a food. Dakota, I'm gonna send 2 pest tokens and this beast over at you.
All right, how big are they?
Beast is a 5/5 and the pests are 3/3s.
All right, I will block one of your pests with Muxus.
All right, it'll die. I have a trigger to gain 1 life. But Mia, I think you get to do something as well.
Blade of the Bloodchief, 2 more counters on Cruel Celebrant. 58.
I'll take 8, going to 23.
And I'm gonna steal that little crown you got.
Oh yeah, here you go.
Thank you.
All hail the Monarch.
I am going to, I only got 3 cards, so I'm gonna pass my turn and I'm gonna draw on my end step.
All right, I'm going to untap, upkeep. I'm going to draw. I will play a mountain for turn. I'm going to tap 1 mountain and cycle my Forgotten Cave.
Okay.
That Goblin Guide is sweating bullets. Looking at that Skull Clamp, he's like, don't do it.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna tap 1 more and move my Skull Clamp over to Goblin Guide, killing him.
Goodbye.
And drawing me 2 more cards.
Blasphemous Act. Blasphemous Act.
Interesting. All right, I'm going to do a strange thing here. I'm gonna tap 4 and play a Changeling Berserker. When it enters the battlefield, it has champion a creature, which means when it comes into play, I have to sacrifice it unless I remove another creature from play. And then when that leaves play, it returns.
Oh, so Muxus.
I'm gonna have it champion Muxus. And he has haste.
Not bad.
I was really hoping for a way to kill him instantly. You wanna?
If you don't touch my stuff and you literally only touch his stuff.
I will attempt to touch his stuff as much as I can. I promise you.
Okay, yeah, no touching my stuff, only looking at Beezy for at least a minute.
I'm coming for your stuff.
No!
All right, game time. What's everybody playing?
I got my Blink deck with Aminatu, the Fate Shifter.
Whoa, cool figurine.
I've got Mono Red Burn with Chandra.
Nice.
Okay, Merv and I didn't know we were supposed to bring mascots.
I brought Doretti.
What? Where'd you get all these? I want one.
They're the Lilith Walkers from Gatherer's Tavern, an independent collectible company dedicated to giving MTG fans exciting new ways to show off their love of the game.
There are 5 different models based on cards from the Lilith Walker's secret lair, each sculpted and hand-painted in exquisite detail.
Plus, they're super cute. Look at Chandra all angry. They're the perfect size to keep on a bookshelf, on your desk at work, or you can take it with you as an upkeep reminder. It's a perfect way to add a little bit of magic flair anywhere you go.
Yeah, each Lilith Walker's mystery box comes with 1 figurine, but also 1 bonus lenticular card. Check it out. Has a cool 3D effect.
Ooh.
You can also just buy a pack of 5 and be guaranteed to get 1 of each character.
Plus, if you get lucky, any box has a chance to contain a rare gold walker.
Sweet. Okay, I gotta go pick one up.
Wait, Jimmy, we were gonna play.
Go to gathererstavern.com/command-zone to get 5% off your purchase when you pick up your own Lilith Walker. If you want to show off your love of magic, Gatherer's Tavern has the coolest and highest quality display pieces out there. So pick one up today and get 5% off any Magic the Gathering items on the site when you go to gathererstavern.com/command-zone.
And I'm gonna attack.
All right, I'm back. And I'm ready this time. Today I'll be playing Vihan Goldwaker.
Wow.
Jimmy, you got a gold one.
Dang. That's Karn, though.
I know it's Karn.
Bruce and Silas, Vice Scots. This episode, just deserts.
Come on, Bruce. We're right on Oko's tail. We can bring this whole crime ring down. Ah! What happened to you?
The hot desert sun has changed me. I'm dying. Go on without me, Silas.
You're just dehydrated. You need Liquid IV, America's #1 powdered hydration brand. Here, just tear open a stick, pour it into your water, stir, and drink.
Hey, that's good.
Liquid IV comes in a ton of flavors and is easy to take with you on the go. I always carry an extra tube of sugar-free green grape with me, because whether you're chasing a criminal through the desert or just enjoying a summer day, heat is no joke. Luckily, Liquid IV has 8 vitamins and nutrients and 3 times the electrolytes of the leading sports drink.
I feel the electrolytes working. Let's get that scumbag.
So hot, so tired.
Gotcha! Oko, more like Slowco.
How? I drank the leading sports drink.
Ha! That's where you went wrong, villain. Turn your ordinary water into extraordinary hydration with Liquid IV. Get 20% off your first order of Liquid IV when you go to liquidiv.com and use code COMMAND at checkout. That's 20% off your first order when you shop Better Hydration today using promo code COMMAND at liquidiv.com.
I think it might need more card draw.
Who are you talking to? Or is that just something you say?
Oh, no, I'm on a call with Jimmy. We're building a Chatterfang deck.
Ooh, I just added Toski. That should help, right?
Whoa, the card just showed up.
Yeah, with ARCHIDEKT, you can collaborate in real time from anywhere in the world.
Changes show up immediately. You don't even have to reload the page.
So it's perfect for brewing with a friend.
This is cool, but isn't Jimmy just upstairs?
Yeah, but I'm downstairs right now.
I ain't coming downstairs.
ARCHIDEKT is the best place to browse, brew, and playtest commander decks. Just go to archidekt.com/command-zone to get started.
That's ARCHIDEKT.com/command-zone.
All right, I will add this skull clamp onto Changeling Berserker,
Good call.
and I will go to combat, and I will send it your way, Mia.
I will block with Cruel Celebrant.
So my Changeling Berserker will get destroyed, which will return Muxus to the battlefield and draw me 2 cards from Skull Clamp. And then Muxus will trigger, letting me look at the top 6 cards of my deck and pull out any goblins directly onto the battlefield. And a much different turnout this time.
That is very nice.
Whoa, Purpro's not a goblin, unfortunately.
The one not goblin card in this deck. So I will get a Gem Palm Incinerator, a Goblin Pile Driver, Kiki Jiki Mirror Breaker, and a Squee. These 2 will return to the bottom of my library. So the Goblin Incinerator immediately gets incinerated because of the Ethereal Absolution.
Okay, because Changeling Berserker and the Incinerator died, I will get 4+1/+1 counters on Cruel Celebrant.
That's great.
Incredible.
Well, I think that's gonna be it for me.
Yep.
It was a good rebuild.
Yeah.
I'm going to untap and draw. Yeah, so I'm going to pay 3, and I'm going to play Welcoming Vampire.
Ooh.
Edgar's cast trigger will give me a 1/1 vampire. However, it will die immediately due to your Ethereal Absolution. Blade of the Bloodchief trigger, Cruel Celebrant is going to get 2 +1/+1 counters.
Yikes.
The dying vampire will also trigger Cruel Celebrant, so each opponent will take 1 and I will gain 1.
Go to 14.
9.
22.
48. That was all before Welcoming Vampire entered the battlefield, so I don't get a draw trigger. And then I'm gonna pay 1 mana and move Blade of the Bloodchief onto Welcoming Vampire. All right, I'm going to move to combat. What's your biggest creature, Beezy?
A 4/6 Sam. I got a 3/3 Pest, a 4/4 Kioro's Follower, and a 5/3 Prophet.
I'm gonna swing Cruel Celebrant at you.
I'm gonna block with this Pest token, who's gonna get completely run over.
Bye.
So I have a Dice trigger to gain 1 life. We'll go to 10.
I have a Blade of the Bloodchief trigger, so Welcoming Vampire will get 2 +1/+1 counters.
It begins.
Welcoming Vampire is a 3/4. I will pass for turn.
All right, on your end step, I'm gonna tap 1 mana. I'm gonna crack a singular food token, and I will gain 3 life, going to 17, and then I will untap and draw for turn. All right, first things first, I'm going to sacrifice 3 food tokens, and I'm gonna use Samwise Gamgee's ability to return Rosy Cotton of South Lane to my hand.
Nice.
I'm going to tap 2 planes, and I'm going to cast Flowering of the White Tree. I will then tap for 3 mana and recast Rosy Cotton of South Lane, which no longer dies immediately to Ethereal Absolution. When Rosie enters the battlefield, I'll create a food token, and Samwise Gamgee will trigger and also create me another food token. So I get to put 2 1/1 counters on my creatures. I'm going to put 1 on my commander, and I'll put another 1 on Sam Loyal Attendant. I'll go to combat. Sam Loyal Attendant will create another food token, and that will trigger Rosie 1 more time, and I'll put another 1/1 counter on Sam. Bring him to a 7/8 with Ward 1. And then I'm gonna swing my Sam Loyal Attendant at you, Beezy.
Okay, I wanted to wait on this as long as possible, but we are going to use Ethereal Absolution's ability. I'm going to exile the Blood Artist and create a 1/1 black and white spirit. It's going to be thrown right under the bus, and I will jump off.
I have a Blade of the Blood Chief trigger, so Welcoming Vampire will get 2 +1/+1 counters.
That's gonna do it for me. I'll pass it to you, Beezy.
At the end of your turn, I will use the Curious Follower to untap my command tower. I will tap Skull Prophet for a black, and I'm going to crack this food because my Sam also says I can reduce it. I'll gain 3. Go to 13.
Wow, look at you coming back.
Then I will untap all of these spicy permanents, and then I'm going to draw 1 magic card. I play a Plains as my land for turn. I will tap my Plateau, Plains, and Triome for red, green, and 2. We're gonna have 3 floating as I cast Fires of Yavimaya, which gives my creatures haste.
Ooh.
I'm gonna use my 3 mana floating to put my companion Jigantha into my hand.
Ooh.
Forgot you had that.
I almost forgot I had it as well. I'll make, with these 3 swamps over here, I'll make 6 black mana. I'll tap Command Tower for 2 red, giving me 8, and we'll go down to 5 for my boy Jigantha. I will tap him right away from the haste off of the fires to make Wooburg, and since I have a convenient 3 mana floating, I will then also cast Niv-Mizzet off of that mana.
Wow.
That's the dream. We're living the deck's dream. Jigantha into Niv-Mizzet. Let's look at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cards. I'll lay out a whole bunch of spells for you guys to look at.
Oh my god.
They look pretty diverse in the guilds too. So
that's about as good as it gets.
Yeah.
So I will be taking Renegade Rallier, Galazeth Prismari, Teferi Time Raveler, Wear-Tear, Scarab God, AC, Goblin Narcomancer, and a Culling Ritual to my hand. Just because it's cool, I will use Kiyora's Follower to untap Jigantha here.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That.
Just because it's cool?
Just because it's cool.
No other reason?
I can't think of one. I'll go to combat, I'm gonna get a food from my Evil Sam, and then I think I'm just gonna chill for the moment. I'm going to go to my end step and draw off the Monarchy, and then I have to discard to hand size.
And on your end step, I'm going to tap Kiki-Jiki to create a copy of Goblin Piledriver, and because it's your end step, I get to keep it my whole next turn.
All right. I will discard 5 cards, and that's it for me.
Oh, sick.
I'm gonna untap, upkeep, draw my card for turn. I will play a mountain for turn. I'm going to tap 3 mountains and play a Goblin Chieftain. And it basically undoes your -1/-1.
Yeah, everyone gets to do a bunch of math to figure out how big their creatures actually are.
And everything has haste. I'm gonna tap Kiki-Jiki and make a copy of Goblin Chieftain.
Ooh.
Nice, nice.
To give everything
Here comes the math.
an extra +1. And I'm going to go to combat.
Do you want to equip any skull clamps before you go to combat? Or do you have these for the rest of your mana?
I think I need exactly 5 mana in case this goes the perfect way I need it to go. So this is gonna seem harsh, but I think I am swinging both of my Goblin Piledrivers, my Krinko, the copy of the Chieftain, Muxus, and Squee all at you, Mia.
Whoa.
And then there will be a few attack triggers. So Squee will make a tapped and attacking Goblin token. Krinko's gonna get a +1/+1 counter. So Krinko's a 6/7, so I will make 6 untapped Goblin tokens.
And then Goblin Piledriver will get +2/+0 for each other attacking Goblin.
Yeah, where they are each +12/+0. Along with the static +1. And then Muxus gets a +1/+1 for each other Goblin I control.
Oh, it's huge.
That is a big attack.
So Muxus is an 18/18.
I'm blocking Muxus with Master of Dark Rites, and I'm blocking one of the 14/2s with Welcoming Vampire.
All right, go to damage.
Yes, I'll take 28. Going to 20.
Yikes.
Welcoming Vampire and Master of Dark Rites get destroyed.
And my Goblin Piledriver will get destroyed.
Cruel Celebrant will trigger twice because 2 of my creatures died, so each opponent will lose 1 twice, and I will gain 1 twice.
Okay, so that'll put me at 15.
I'm gonna go down to 11.
I'm gonna go down to 20.
And I will go up to 22.
I just realized that you can gain 6, Jimmy.
Yes.
This messes up my whole plan.
Now I'm curious, like, what were you doing where you're like...
I hope if I survive another turn, I'll be able to do it.
Yeah.
You're like, oh God, I did something wrong now.
Yeah. All right, and now I will tap 3 and play a Legion Warboss, and I will tap 2 to equip my Basilisk Collar to him. And then I will go to my instep, which will force me to sacrifice my 2 copies. Goodbye, goblins, you did great.
They did do a good job.
And I will pass and pray for another day.
Okay, I'm going to untap, and then I will draw for turn.
It still kind of just looks like you've been slowly losing life along with us. It doesn't look like anything too drastic.
One big ol' swing.
I'm going to pay 3 mana, and I'm going to play Banewitch Coven. Trigger, vampire comes in because of Edgar's effect, but it will die immediately, and then I will have a Cruel Celebrant trigger, and so each opponent will lose 1 and I will gain 1.
I'll go to 14.
Hover back down to 10.
It's a 19.
23, and I think I'm done here. I'll pass.
Ooh, okay. No swings, huh? All right.
No, it just proves that I need to keep something back.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
Okay, on your end step, I will pay 2 mana and I will sacrifice 2 food tokens because Sam Loyal Attendant reduces the cost by 1. So I'll gain 6 life, go to 20. All right, let's untap and draw for the turn. Let's kick things off by tapping for 3 mana. And I am going to cast Boromir, Warden of the Tower.
Okay.
When that enters the battlefield, it will create a food token with Samwise Gamgee, and I'll be able to put a +1/+1 counter on the creature. So I'm gonna slap that back on Sam, Loyal Attendant. And then I will tap another 3 mana and cast Gilrain, Dunedain Protector, which will once again trigger Samwise. I'll create another food token. And this time, let's put a 1/1 counter on my commander. I'm gonna go to combat on my turn, and Sam Loyal Attendant will trigger one more time. I'll make another food token, and I'll put another counter on Samwise Gamgee. Yes, sweet, amazing, cool, pass turn.
All right, Jimmy, on your end step, I will make 2 mana with this and 1 with this, and I will try to use Evil Twin's Destroy Twin ability, and I have to pay for the ward, so that's the 3 mana there, and I'll target Sam.
Okay, in response, I'm going to, yikes! I will tap the Exotic Orchard, and I will sacrifice one of my food tokens and gain 3 life, going to 23. And then I will allow that to happen, and Sam Loyal Attendant is gonna get blown up by the evil twin of his.
So evil.
There's so many Sams on the board.
There's a lot.
Like the evil twin just has a curly mustache.
Yeah. Okay, that's gonna do it for me, pass turn.
All right, let's untap this messy, messy board. There we go, and I will draw. I've untapped with 1,000 mana way too many times at this point, so I will try to actually do something. We're gonna make 2 blue and 4 black, leave a blue floating, and I'm gonna cast the Scarab God.
Ooh. Okay.
I'll use my blue floating and 2 red from this plateau to play a Dak Faden.
Ooh, Artifact Stealer.
He enters with 3 loyalty, and I will -2 him, and I'm gonna target the Basilisk Collar.
Ooh.
Okay. I don't unequip it from your thing, but I will pay 2 mana to re-equip it. Let's go on to Niv-Mizzet. If you
Here's
don't
your
mind.
collar.
If you don't mind, I'm gonna
Got
move
it
it over
personally
here.
tailored for my neck.
Thank you. I'll go to combat. I'm gonna get a food from my Evil Sam. It's gonna go right here. And then I'm gonna actually engage in the combat this time, I think for the first time, and I'm gonna send Niv-Mizzet. Dakota, you're looking a little sketchy over there. Coming in for 8.
Oh no, flying?
Lifelink.
Flying, lifelink.
Your own
Death
Basilisk
touch.
Collar.
I know. Well, I can't do anything about it, so I'll take 8, going down to 11.
I will gain 8. Going up to 18.
Ooh.
A little healthy. I'm feeling healthier now.
And you have 2 foods, you can go to 24.
Look at me go. All right, at this point, I am an absolute menace, so I will just pass the turn and try to Scarab God at some point. And I will also draw, because I am the Monarch.
All right, I will untap my mini goblins and my lands. I will draw for turn. I will play a mountain, mandatory mountain for turn. Let's see, how many tokens do I have? I have 8, 9.
I think with your current plan, you should be able to murder everyone.
I think my plan is maybe not the plan you're thinking.
Oh, interesting.
I think I could murder everyone, but I don't think anyone would win.
Wait, would it kill you?
Wait.
Yeah, my current plan would kill me.
That's the worst plan I've ever
Never
heard.
mind.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to first tap 2 mountains and play a Battle Cry Goblin.
Okay.
Oh.
I will also tap 2 and play a Mogwar Marshal.
Nice.
When he enters the battlefield, I will create another Goblin token. And then I'm going to tap Kiki Jiki to create another Goblin Chieftain.
I'm gonna actually respond.
Okay.
I think I wanna respond to that. I'm going to cast, well, let's use Gigantha. We'll make Wooburg. I can only spend that on colored costs, so I will also have to have a black. And I'm going to cast Prismari Command. I'm going to try to deal 2 damage to the Chieftain and...
Oh no.
And I will draw 2 and discard 2 as well. It's going to be big, folks.
It's going to be painful.
It's going to be big.
It's going to be very painful. All right, that goes through. Goblin Chieftain gets shot down. Tragically.
So tragic. I'm going to also, finish. I'm going to draw 2 and discard 2. Discard Prosperous Partnership and an Archomancer.
And because his static ability is gone,
oh no!
all of my 1 toughness creatures will perish because of the Ethereal Absolution. So that will be all of these goblins. Just a few. No, don't need to count. The only one going to the graveyard is Mogwar Marshal.
Which gives you another token to send the yard.
When he dies, a token does come back into play and immediately disintegrate. All right, that was devastating. So Kiki Jiki's ability will fizzle. There will be no copy made. I'm gonna tap 1 mana and equip my Skull Clamp to my Squee.
Goodbye, Squee.
And he immediately dies.
He can come back.
Yeah.
In theory.
Drawing me 2 cards. I'll go to combat.
So I do have to do something before my Abzan mana with Gigantha goes away. So I will tap for 2 red with Command Tower, and I'm going to use the white from Gigantha, leaving the others to eventually get used up. I'm going to cast Wear Tear.
Oh gosh.
I'm going to target the Flower of the White Tree, and I also target Skull Clamp.
Okay.
That happens for me.
That happens. When Flowering dies, Rosy Cotton will also die as it no longer is buffed up.
All right, and then for combat, I think I'm just gonna try to swing in on you, Jimmy, with just my Muxus. At the beginning of combat, my Legion War Boss would create a goblin, but it would immediately die.
Okay.
So just Muxus is coming at you. He is a 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7.
I'm just gonna take it, and I'll go to 16 life.
And I will pass.
All this grandstanding about I'm gonna kill everyone maybe, and then, yeah, you know what? I think pass would be real good.
You know, board wipe kind of undid that for me.
Fair. I'm going to untap and draw for turn. And then I'm going to pay 3 mana, and I am going to play Markov Baron. Trigger, I'm going to get a 1/1 from Edgar that will immediately die. But because of Cruel Celebrant, each of you will take 1 and I will gain 1.
Okay, I'll go to 15.
17 for me.
10.
24. I think right now I have to pass.
All right, I will untap and I will draw a card. I'll play a land for turn. It's the Shire. All right, I'm going to attempt to sacrifice 3 food tokens and target my Flowering of the White Tree with Samwise Gamgee to return to my hand.
I am not going to fight over that. I don't have enough mana.
That will go back to my hand. I will immediately tap 2 mana and play it.
Checks out.
Next up, I will sacrifice 3 more food tokens, and I'm gonna return Rosy Cotton to my hand.
This time I will respond. I have to take a life from Mana Confluence to make blue and Edith the Triumph to make black, and I will target her with the Scarab God and lose 1 life. So I will get a zombified Rosy Cotton. She's not gonna trigger herself, but she is a 4/4. But actually, because of my buffs, it is a 6/6. And she gives me a food, which will then trigger her, and I will put the counter on Niv-Mizzet Reborn.
I have nothing else I can do, so I'll pass turn.
On your end step, I will use Kyora's Follower to untap this command tower, and then I'm gonna tap it to crack 2 of my food tokens, since I do still have Evil Sam, who reduces the cost.
Yikes.
I'm gonna gain 6 life up to 22. Then I will untap. Zombie upkeep, I control 1 zombie with Scarab God, so you guys are gonna lose 1, and I'm gonna scry 1.
All right, I'll go to 14.
I'll go down to 9.
I'll go down to 23.
And I'll leave it on top, and then I'm gonna draw a card. We will play a Flooded Strand, but also a Swamp because of Herborg, pulling some serious weight in this game. I will +1 Dak Faden. I'll draw 2, discard 2. We'll discard Deathrite Shaman and our boy Oko. I wanna find some more punchies, so I will make blue, white, and I'll leave, make 2 white and make 2 blue. I will leave a blue floating. We'll play Teferi, Time Raveler. Could there be a response?
Yeah, I think I have to. I'm going to pay 3. I'm going to play Teferi's Protection.
Nice. Okay, you are protected.
You seem pretty protected to me. I have no response to that.
Bye, Mia.
Bye.
We'll see you soon. So Teferi enters with 4 loyalty. I am going to utilize this Teferi's -3 ability. I will bounce, let's bounce Kiki Jiki. That guy's pretty scary.
No.
And then I will draw. I will start to get the punchies online. I'm gonna tap a total of 8 mana. I'm gonna make blue with Mana Confluence, so I go down to 21. I will activate the Scarab God's ability twice. I'll create token zombie copies of Cloudblazer and also a Beledros Witherbloom. So I'm gonna have a Cloudblazer trigger and also 2 Rosy Cottons. And the Rosy is gonna go on Niv-Mizzet. And then I will draw 2, and I will gain 2. up to 23. So Dakota, I gotta send Niv-Mizzet Reborn at you. And Jimmy, I will send everything else besides Kyora's Follower and my 2 tokens at you.
Oy.
My creatures do have haste from the fires, so they're coming in.
I have no blockers.
I will put Samwise on Rosy Cotton, and then I will put Boromir on the Gigantha and Gilrain on the Scarab God. And I could activate Gilrain and do some stuff, but it does not seem to matter. All right, go to damage.
All right.
Samwise kills Rosy Cotton.
I get hit for exactly 9 in the air.
And I get hit for a ton more than I can survive against. And then I die to a board that had a lot of stuff that was on my board. No, my friends, the Fellowship.
And then, surprisingly, a dragon flies over my goblins and kills me to death.
So I'm gonna gain 11 from that exchange.
Whoa.
Go up to 34, and I do lose my Basilisk Collar, so that can't happen again.
I gotta wear that home.
Here you go, sir.
Custom fit.
Right, I will just pass my turn, and I am still the Monarch. I kind of kept that for a while, so I'll draw a card, and now I have to discard a card. So goodbye, Windswept Heath.
I will untap.
See what you can do. I'm feeling good.
What do I
Draw for turn.
I do get a pest on your upkeep.
I'm going to tap 4 mana, and I'm going to play Vampire Nocturnus. Trigger, Edgar Markov, I'm going to get a 1/1 vampire.
That stays alive this time.
Yeah, this is great. I'm going to play with the top card of my library revealed. It's a Plains.
Yikes.
I didn't get a board wipe, I didn't get like Swords to Plowshares on Cruel Celebrant or anything, so I'm dead on board. Good game.
Good game.
Ah, good game. Good game, Beezy. Good game. Good game. Good game.
And then I won. Thanks, Niv-Mizzet.
Yay! Congrats.
All right.
Beezy.
Congratulations, Beezy. Just kind of steamrolled there at the end.
Yeah, Niv-Mizzet.
Turns out,
when you draw even 2 cards off Niv-Mizzet, it's pretty good. I think he got 8 hits off the trigger eventually, which is...
Gigantha going on there. And
Yeah.
a lot of really cool stuff. I mean, that was... Beezy obviously did a lot, and it was fun to see him go off like that. But, you know, through the early parts of the game, it was cool to see Dakota get going and get
his Muxus.
Yeah, the
his
Muxus
that he drew. Oh my gosh. I played against that deck before, and it has potentials. And in this game, there was a moment where he could have, if he just had a little bit more, he could have sequenced things together to just kill everyone in one shot.
And Mia had that Cruel Celebrant that was
the
getting
big
pretty
one.
swole. Yeah.
Yep, and I just ate a lot of food, as per usual.
Yeah, fun game. If you would like to get your hands on any cards with cool artwork by Wizard of Barge, or maybe you want to get your hands, you want to pre-order the Assassin's Creed stuff, or you still haven't filled out your decks with all the Modern Horizons 3 stuff, cardkingdom.com/command is the place to go to get all your Magic products, singles, anything at all. It is the e-retailer that Jimmy and I trust to get us our cards on time when we are deck building for things like Game Nights Live, Extra Turns. One thing we love about Card Kingdom is they have a huge inventory, and so when you add all the cards to your cart, you are just going to get them all at once from one place, and you can just add the land, sleeve it up in maybe Mana 8 sleeves, and then just get going. You get to play right away. So cardkingdom.com/command. We can't recommend them highly enough.
And when you get those cards, keep them protected, sleeve them up, put them on playmats, put them in deck boxes, buy a wall scroll to hang behind you. ULTRAPRO.com/command has a little bit of everything. So when it comes to any of the accessories that you're looking for your collection, check out ULTRAPRO.com/command. Guaranteed they're going to have something there that catches your eye. Maybe it's at a great discount and a great deal. They have those all the time as well. Or maybe it's a brand new collection or a brand new set that's just come out that you want the exclusive art for Modern Horizons 3 or coming up. Any of the new sets, Bloomborough, you name it. ULTRAPRO.com/command. They've got all that stuff there. And like we mentioned at the top of the show, the Mana 8 set of all their new collection is incredible. All white themed with the mana symbols on top. Great way for your binder collection. I've been thinking about upgrading as well. So you can check all that out. Again, ULTRAPRO.com/command.
All right, everybody. Thanks for watching.
We'll see you next time.
Peace.